Well, good morning, Smoky Mountain Dog family. Beautiful day in the Smoky Mountains, and this morning I am going to get started and build the countertop. I'm going to measure this thing out, and I'm going to cut the 3/4 piece of plywood, and I'm going to set it in and probably make my marks where my sinks are going to go. Cut the sinks out, glue my FRP board to the top of the plywood, and get this all ready to go. Still waiting on a couple of plumbing components to come in, so I figured I would go ahead and do the countertop, temporarily put it in and pull it back out again so I have room to work down here in the plumbing area. So let's go ahead and get that started this morning. Let's do it. Okay, let's just set these sinks on here and see what they're going to look like. All right, now I've got to cut me out some corners here so I can jigsaw out my sinkholes. So let's get started. Okay, now I got all my holes drilled, so it's time to take my jigsaw and cut out the holes for the sink. Let's get started. All right, 1, 2, 3 sinks and a hand wash. One last thing, we got to see if they fit. Yeah, I did that off camera. Of course I did, because they're going to fit. I mean, what was I going to film something not fitting? I mean, come on. But I didn't have to tweak them at all. One cut and I was done. Boom. Hand wash. Sanitation. Rinse sink. Wash sink. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-boom. Now I'm going to take the 3/4 inch plywood countertop out, and I'm going to bring it out here, and I'm going to set it on this FRP board, and it's going to get the final gluing onto this FRP board, and then I'm going to cut it out, and the countertop will be donezo. Marking all my holes on my RFP and marking my cut line. I'm getting ready to cut the sinkholes out of the FRP board. Yeah! Luke, I'm your father. Okay, so I got all the holes cut out. And Luke, I'm still your father. All right, now I'm gonna take my 3/4 inch plywood countertop. I'm gonna set it on here, and I'm gonna set the RFP on top of it. Make sure my sinks still fit, and then you'll never guess, I gotta run to the big box store because I want to get some of the mastic for the RFP to put this down. I don't want to use liquid nails, so I'm gonna get a small container of the mastic for this. So let's stick this in here and put the sinks in and see what it looks like. Pretty good. Let's see if our sinks still drop in. Might trim this one just a little bit, just on the end, just a hair. But other than that, ooh, they fit sweet. Nice countertop, faucet. You know what? I think I'm gonna pick the faucet up while I'm at the big box store. I'm gonna go ahead and mount that bad boy too, and this little faucet for this sink. So, looks good. I trimmed it up just a hair, and now they all fit perfectly. Beautiful. I'm also gonna get that corner molding so I can wrap this lip real nicely. Corner molding here, corner molding there. So it looks really good. So let's go to the store. Alrighty, now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna break all this down, and I'm gonna go ahead and dry fit it inside the food trailer up front just to make sure everything's really nice and tight and looks really good. I'll throw some trim pieces on, and I'll get ready to permanently install this thing. But I don't know if I'm gonna permanently install it yet, or I'm gonna go ahead and do some of my PEX plumbing and stuff underneath before I actually screw this down. Like I said before, I'll have a little bit of room to work. So let's go ahead and dry fit this, see what it looks like. I don't know if you can get any better than that. Take a look at that. Got to put my molding pieces around the edges, and it's pretty good. Okay, that's going to give you a little bit of an idea of what it's going to look like. Obviously I gotta tighten it up a little bit, but once I do all the gluing thing down, this is going to be my front transition piece here. I go across here, and then I'm going to come down in the face. So looking really good, looking really good. Now let me get started on the little prep for my plumbing. Okay, this is my hot water heater, and I'm going to go ahead and put some Teflon tape around my threads for my hot and my cold. Real quick like. Teflon tape here is just to prevent any leaks, helps it seal. Got my hot side. I got my cold side. What I got is I got 2 1/2-inch brass PEX fittings. So I'm gonna screw on here. So I got 2 different ones here. But take my crescent wrench, and I'm gonna tighten them down. And now I'm ready to connect my PEX hot, cold in and my hot out. Yeah. Okay, for my water pump, I've got 2 of these 90-degree PEX fittings right there. And there's an O-ring in there. No need to use Teflon tape on this, plastic to plastic. And there's an O-ring in there that actually makes the seat So we're going to go ahead and put these on. Put them on kind of loose because I don't know if I'm going to have it up, down, or it's going to come straight out yet with my plumbing. So I'm going to put them on here loose for now. So there we go. I got my PEX connections ready for my water pump, and I got my PEX connections ready for my hot water heater. So now we just got to mount this in there and start doing some plumbing. So my 4 sinks that I bought, sideways again, they came with 4 strainer sets, and they got a little chrome. Oh, look, isn't that cute? Oh, that's so precious. That. And it stops it, so it holds water and then drains water. But it comes with this nut on the end here, holds your downspout to go into your drain system. So I remove that, and another big nut here comes off, and then you got your paper washer and you got your rubber washer right here. Bada bing, like that, like this, and plumber's putty. So I'm just going to roll out a few strings of this, and then we're going to wrap it around here so it makes a good seal, and then I'm going to put it in the sink. So nice doing this with your sink is not actually in your cabinet. So let's just wrap this around the old drain here. Pinch off the excess like that there. And then we're going to put it down inside the sink like so. Then we're going to put the foam O-ring on. Paper O-ring. And we're going to put the nut on. Super pliers. So we're going to tighten this baby down. Sometimes you gotta use a little something to hold it with so it doesn't turn on you. There you go. Now you'll notice I have some ooze out in there. So I will just clean that off like so. And I've got 1 down, 3 to go. Okay folks, that concludes my sink rough-in. I've got all 4 of my sinks in, and I've got some of my trim started. None of this is glued, none of it's in there temporary yet, because remember I want to do my plumbing. I want to get this all set up in here before I glue this countertop down and before I glue these sinks in and mount them permanently. But again, I hope you enjoyed that countertop build and sink install and my cutouts and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me. I'll catch you next time. Have a great day.